Okay, and now I am going to test that how this my car starts when. Let's go to test. And now no any starting. Engine, no any engine runs. Only starter runs and rotates this engine. Okay, and what to do then? Okay, and now I am testing that how this my engine spark plugs works and what they looks like, because it is really important to check that what is our car's current status, and when we check our car's engine's spark plug we can right away see that is there this spark, and also that is there this gasoline inside this engine, that how this our fuel injection system works. And for that opening I need for first this spark plug socket, what is in that my case 17mm specific tool, and then wrench. Okay, and then I take this spark plug cables and hats away in that way, and then I insert my tool in this first one, and this opening direction is in that way, like anti-clockwise, in that way. And spark plugs opening is always really fun and happy work in these Toyota cars, because this spark plugs opens so easily. And let's look. So there is first spark plug. And let's look this result, that what the spark plug look like. There is situation now that the spark plug there is little bit wet, and it means that now there is this gasoline in there. And then I take my background that we can look. And then when we look this spark plug more, we can see that it looks quite okay, and there is little bit this wet thing, and this wet means that there is gasoline, and it's good sign. But then I like to see this spark, because spark is most important. And how I can test that? There is easy test, and it happens so that I take this my spark plug and I insert that in this my specific spark plug, this spark plug cable, and I insert that in here deep in that way, and it clicks, and then I insert that in this metallic position. Look, in that way, in here, and then I will do that same thing when we look in here. I will insert all other spark plugs in same way, and there is thing that this spark plug it must hit this metallic area. Look, that there is click and all time. And then when we install these spark plugs in that way, next we need to look in their inner area that can we see in their sparks. And next I will take all other spark plugs also away in here, and I wait a couple of minutes, and then I will install all spark plugs in that way. And soon we continue. Okay, and now I have take all spark plugs away in here, and then I will install these spark plugs in these cables and these holes, and there is one in there, and I will install this so that we can see those sparks, because it is the trick. And then I install that in here, and that hole in here that I can see, and this is the bad position, and I rotate that my spark plug. Now it's better, and also in that one and in that one. Okay, and then my next step is that we need to look that areas in here that can we see any spark, and for that purpose I need my assistant, or actually you, that you will check that is there any sparks, and then one security thing. This test is very dangerous, and do not now ever touch that part, in that part, or any part in here when I am starting this car engine, because there is risk of death, and this system can kill myself or you or us, because this car's electricity in here is so high voltage that it can generate so big electric shock when if I am touching in here in that way and then starting this engine, that it can kill me, and this can kill myself, and that's be carefully, because I don't like to do any suicide or suicide mission, and that's when I am starting. We can only look in here and we investigate that in this direction about 1 meter or 3 feet distance, that what is happening, and then I take better view that we can see what is happening, and then I go to start this my car engine and look these things, and do not touch these things, no touching. Okay, and then I go to start. Okay, and there is really interesting flames. Cool thing, and that is so thing that I have to turn off my lights, and this is so interesting thing that there is really flames. Okay, and soon I continue my job. Okay, and hello, and this is like warning video that do not do that, because there is risk that there is this gasoline can generate flames, and when we are trying to do that test, now we can see in there flames when I am starting, and my spark plugs are in here, and gasoline comes out in my cylinder, and this means that now I have at least gasoline. Okay, and let's look next, and do not do that test if you are not a professional. Okay, and I start. Okay, quite cool stuff. Okay, and then I test this my spark plug more closer, and now I am planning to test that how these spark plugs, how they are giving those spark, and that's I change this my light. They are not so high. There is lower light in here, and because now I am testing that how these sparks are giving sparks. And next I start this my engine. Okay, and there was some sparking, and I am still testing that are all sparks similar, because this is this thing. And I start again. Okay, good. And then I need to investigate a little bit my results. Okay, and now I am thinking that some of these sparks in these spark plugs, they are quite weak, and this means that they are too weak, this spark especially in here, and that's now I think that I need to replace this my distributor to new one, because I think that there is some issues in here, and that's I start to disassemble this part next. Okay, and then my next step before of that distributor replace is to test, of course, that what is this my car's this spark plug status, that how are those my spark plug working, that are these spark plugs okay in here, and that's I take all of this my spark plug in my hand, and then we go to look these spark plugs closer, that are they okay or bad.